Check this fucking shit out!
Oh my god.
I felt my sphincter clench and my scrotum contract in shock.
The snack bar will remain open during the show.
Holy shit balls.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Hey kids, and thanks for tuning in once again to the Saturday Morning Podcast with Tom and Jerry. Tom here. How you doing? The episode you're about to hear features me at my most exhausted. I took an impromptu trip to Detroit this weekend, and when I flew back, I was pretty goddamn tired, and yet I did have commitment to the show, and I pressed on, and we ended up laying down some funny shit. This one is pretty good because we get to sort of rehash the episode with Johnny, and we get a little bit of feeling of Krista's in the background of this episode, but I think she's trying to do work and be an upstanding human being, and I'm just annoying her because I'm excited, like I'm a 10-year-old kid, just to can Johnny talk? Can he play? What is he thinking? How does he like? Did he like the show? But other than that ridiculousness, we do end up having some funny moments here. So, I'm actually still kind of exhausted. I haven't fully come through that haze. I can't be witty. I don't know what I'm just gonna, I'm gonna play the show for you now. I hope you like it. Well, how are you guys this week?
Kind of good. Really nice, actually.
Yeah.
Now that we're all back together and in good company.
Yeah. So, did you listen to our last episode?
I did.
I thought it was great.
Yeah,
So-
I was really happy with it.
Yeah. What's the overall? Did he hear it or?
I have not heard Johnny's consensus on the show yet.
Okay. I'm wondering what.
You know what it is? We'll give him a call in a bit.
We can ring him in like a real radio show.
We're gonna find
Johnny,
out,
what did you really
We're
think?
gonna find out live his feelings on the show.
I hated it, and I think you're all jerks.
I couldn't have cared less. Why are you calling me interrupting video games?
You guys aren't cool.
Please find something better to do with your time.
Remember
than
that
bothering
time
me
we
about your
talked
show.
last week? We talked about that.
How great would it be if he just ripped it apart? Like, you guys understand, like, it's barely a show. Like, 3 people listen.
You guys are grown adults, right?
There's better things you could be doing. You're adults. Come on.
Why do 3 men want a record of my conversation? So what are you up to on this evening, Paul? How have you been? I haven't spoken to you since the last episode.
I'm doing all right. I'm about to roll this thing up. We just got done eating Chinese food, which was really yummy, as it usually is. Totally not good for you at all, but it's really tasty.
Yeah, I would agree that is one of its best qualities, is that it tastes good.
And the Chinese people, it's one of the ways for them to make money in the United States. Actually, it's part of Chinese culture to work in Chinese food places because it's one of the few jobs that the Chinese Americans could have after the railroads was feeding people.
Really? That seems like kind of a drag,
It is kind of a drag. Well, there was a documentary on it called General Tso on Netflix, and it's about the history of the actual meal of the General Tso chicken. And how, the guy who made it just recently died, actually. Which
Dude, that just proves my theory that General Tso's chicken is good enough to get its own documentary.
It was directed by Rob Reiner.
Of course it would be.
Let's go talk about some chicken.
You know what's good, General Tso's?
Let's make a movie about it.
Can't we do like that Super Size Me challenge, but with General Tso?
Food's so good that they make shows for it, like BLT the movie.
BLT 2, Escape from BLT Mountain.
Extra mustard.
How about you, Jerry? How you feeling tonight? You're quiet over there.
I'm very relaxed. It's been a very intense week. It's been a good week for the most part, but it's been a week of Definite. That's Paulie Sparkin. Highs and lows. I did lose a real good buddy at work, and that was rough and very unexpected. Young guy, 42, and so.
Is he dead or fired?
No, he's dead.
Wait, you guys got to give me your best song about death right now, so I can play it if we're gonna go into a funeral discussion.
Don't Fear the Reaper.
Don't Fear the Reaper's a good one. What about you, Jerry? You got one?
Oh. As inappropriate as it is, I don't think there's a better one than the Undertaker's theme song.
Oh
yeah,
that's a good one too. Or I like to consider "You Can't Always Get What You Want" by the Rolling Stones as a death song.
Okay.
Or "Time Is on My Side" by the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, that one too.
Anyways,
and then there's "Landslide" by Fleetwood Mac, which is an almost dead song.
almost
All right,
dead
so
song.
so there's death music. Whatever I choose, I'll have to figure it out when I'm going back through Stoned, like I always do. But
Night on
so
Bald
now-
Mountain's pretty good too. If you want to like build a mood. Sorry.
so Jerry, you lost a buddy at work.
So you know, when that happens, there's good and there's bad that comes from it. But the good is, you know, you appreciate things a little bit more, and you have a little bit of a different perspective and the context for things for a couple days or a week or so, if not more. And you know, you do things like you hug your coworkers, and normally, like, especially working with engineers, like, you don't hug. We're not warm, like, we're friendly, but you know, we're engineers, like
We're cool. We're calculated.
Right, they're not really extroverts by nature, and so like that part of it was very nice, and seeing some of our higher ups brought to tears and become emotional about the piss ants, you know, that always makes us feel good.
Emotional about the piss ants, you say?
Oh yeah, we had people that were 2 levels up crying about this guy in the little holiday Christmas party meeting.
So it was like a totally sudden, like, this guy doesn't. We talked about it earlier in the week. I know this guy wasn't very old.
He was 42. He had a very, very young daughter, and it's just the saddest part about it was there's, you know, everybody does stuff that they're not real taking care of themselves like they should, whether it's smoking or whatever you're doing. Everybody's got stuff, and there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people, right? A lot of people at work that, you know, are a little bit older maybe, or have health problems, or, you know, have a significant weight issue, and it's like, this guy had none of those things. He was called skinny. He was, you know, everybody thought he was 10 years younger than he was. And that's what scares the shit out of you, is when it's someone where it's like, man, that dude should have outlived everybody.
Yeah, we're all just incredibly delicate, brief candles in the wind, and it's fucking always windy out there. It's terrifying. I don't even like to think about it.
That's a beautiful song.
But no, it's true. Like, and it's things like that have to happen every once in a while, where you remember, like, just because I don't have a chronic disease that I'm aware of, or because I drive like an asshole, or I'm on some kind of hard narcotic, like, sometimes people just fucking disappear in the thin of the night, and you don't expect it. And that reminder is good sometimes, as painful as it may be in the moment.
You know, speaking of like people disappearing in the middle of the night, I just recently watched the first episode of Westworld and noticed how incredibly easy it would be just to make another human being disappear in like the old West times. Like, wait, where's Jim at? I don't know.
Oh, dude.
Oh, hope maybe we'll never find him.
I just finished watching Westworld the other day. You're gonna love it, man. It gets if you're already asking a question like that from the beginning, then just wait till it unfolds for you.
Yeah, dude, because it's like you have like what kind of real scanning do they have like in old Western times? I know like it's all like super futuristic in Westworld, but like think about it, like 1800s, right? You're like, you know what? I don't like this guy. I'm just gonna take his shit. I'm just gonna like, you know, follow him up this place and then, you know, stab him and then bury him in the woods somewhere where no one will ever find him.
Oh, you're talking back in the old West days.
Yeah, the old West days.
When we were all used to be cowboys. What years were the Wild West years? Did they even really happen, or is it just like a cool?
It was the 1800s, if I'm not mistaken, like the 1820s to the 1850s. Let me go. I have to check that shit up on the phone. Jerry, can you look that up on the internet?
The Wild West.
What about?
I would assume it would have to it would correspond with the gold rush, because why else would people want to be like, you know, moving on out?
What specifically should I punch in here?
History of the early time span of the Wild West in the United States.
All right. We're going Wild West. That's where we're going right now.
I mean, the 1800s was a magnificent time for technological advancements. I mean,
The Wild West was a fascinating time and place in American history. The American West featured all sorts of people, from pioneers and scouts to lawmen, outlaws, gangs, and gunfighters, to the American cowboy and legendary pioneering women on the frontier. I just thought of that off the cuff.
It was pretty good, Jerry.
I like when you spitball like that, Jerry. Sometimes you come up with some brilliant stuff.
Just me speaking how I feel, and that was in no way plagiarized from the very first thing that popped up on Google. Because what kind of an asshole would be that lazy?
What kind of asshole would do that?
Oh, I do have breaking news if you guys are interested.
Breaking news from Tom Zielinski. Tom.
That Carolyn is listening to the last episode with Johnny Be Good. And
Johnny Be Good. Yeah.
She is saying that she loves this episode, that he's a brilliant kid. He asks Jerry about PE and homeschool, which I wouldn't have even thought of, and then he talks about food fractions. And now he's talking about teachers and books. See, that's what I'm saying. I think he classed us up.
Dude, I really thought that it was kind of the Johnny show, and we were just all along for the ride, but it was awesome.
I thought so too.
He's gonna stay up a little bit longer so that you guys can follow him. Just talk to him.
We have to give him a call. All right. Can we get Tri-Way Skype or some shit, or does it have to be like between people?
Get me Johnny's agent.
Krista, you're Johnny's agent.
What?
We need you to get him on the show.
I need him on the show. I have questions. I have comments to give him.
All right, we'll send him a Skype night next week. That way we can make it all. We have the power of the internet. Isn't this amazing? It's just really bringing people together.
I like that you can see how thinly veiled of a show we actually do right there too. We're not planning anything. It's like there's a little bit of dead air. We're like, oh, can we get him back? Now that he did the show, it's like I don't even know why do I come on and talk about poop and boobs every week?
Well, let's not lose sight of that. But I was looking up the Wild West, and then I got distracted.
Back on track. That's what I like about you, Jerry. Whoosh.
Jerry's much more laser focused than I am. I'm kind of like a floodlight.
I've always said that about you, Paul. Paul, you're just like a floodlight.
Paul, you're bald as an egg, and you're like a floodlight. I've always said that about you.
Just a magnificent glow when you combine those two.
That'd be like my casket phrase, just a sign behind my casket. Speaking of signs, Jerry and I are going to SmackDown on Tuesday.
What?
Yeah.
No fucking way, dude. That's fucking. Are you kidding? Really?
Yeah, dude. Like we got section 1 or like section 128, like row 9 at the Joe Louis Arena, right?
Yeah.
Dude, take a shit ton of pictures, and don't do it on your phone. Buy one of those disposable cameras, so I feel like I'm back in the day.
Wait, where can we get those? Where can we get one of those?
Right. Yeah.
All right, let's go to CVS later today.
All right, so get 2 sets developed and mail me one of them. I don't want to see them right away, but I want to eventually get these pictures and have them so I can.
I have full timeline of the American Wild West, but I don't know specifically what he's trying to zero in on, and it's starting off decade by decade from 1800s on, and so I'm a little bit overwhelmed, but I trust him to be able to find what he was specifically going for. But yeah, it's kind of cool, like Buffalo Bill and all those guys, like
so like 1803 with the Louisiana Purchase, you can see the Old West. The Old West refers to a vast geographical area and lengthy time period of imprecise boundaries, and historians' definitions vary. So it's not really like it's you know.
So that's what I mean. Everything we see in TV and movies is like a fictionalized, glorified like Old West time that wasn't really.
It's like the good old days. Remember how do you date the good old days? I mean, it's probably for us. It's probably the 90s because that's when we were children, had no responsibilities, and the world was still magical
I like
and extreme.
The 90s, like, hey, I remember that. The 90s. That was when the Humpty Dance was on top of the charts.
He once got busy in the Burger King bathroom.
Yeah, me and my buddies used to go and play Humpty on the jukebox and try to grab some titty downtown.
It was all natural. Nobody had the fake plastic yet.
Carolyn had never heard that song, so we introduced the Humpty Dance to her yesterday, and she was quite pleased.
Dude, the Humpty Dance is great. Paul, do you know what year? Without looking it up, do you know what year it came out?
I think it's maybe 93, but that's way too late.
Okay, see, so this is what happened. Jerry went 80. What'd you say? 88? Was that your guess? And then I said 89. Then we looked it up, and it ended up being 90. So you're the only one who would have gone up that far. Like, for whatever reason, I thought, like, the end of the 80s for that song, but it turns out it was, like, it hit in 90, and then it was just kind of big for the beginning of the 90s.
Okay, that song is great.
Yeah, it is. In fact, I'm doing the Humpty dance right now a little. It's easy. You just got to shake your leg around and whatever. There's no moves to it really.
He specifies something about you need to be like MC Hammer on crack, and so yeah.
No, he looked like MC Hammer and crack.
Yeah.
What I think.
Well, is that while doing it, or just like in general when he wakes up in the morning?
When the song plays back, we'll know. We'll go back and we'll know.
I'll tell you, he does say that you look like MC Hammer on crack, but it's during the part where where he's describing the dance. So he's like, you gotta shake around and fucking do a flip, and they're like, wow, you look like MC Hammer on crack, Humpty. That's basically how it is.
Shake around.
Whatever happened to Humpty Hump? Where is he now? You know?
Where is he now? Is he eating food still?
I don't know where Shock G ever went.
I was gonna say Shock G, and I thought there's no way that that's right.
They're the same guy.
It's
it's like in Fight Club when you find out they're the same guy. Like, Shock G is Humpty Hump. Like, no!
Paul wants to know if you can hear me well, Tom.
Yeah, I can hear you, Jerry.
There?
Okay.
Am I everything that I normally am in my seductive tones and
I don't know. Say something filthy.
My butthole needs to be clean.
That is pretty filthy, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, it's filthy in a couple different ways. Well done. You do sound good. I like.
And you're assuming things, but what I'm referring to is all the confetti back there.
Oh yeah. Who popped a balloon into your asshole?
Well, I mean, gentlemen don't kiss and tell.
Yeah.
Aw, Jerry, come on. This is supposed to be an open show.
If I remembered who it was, I would tell you, alright? There could have been several of them, but whatever... alright.
Falling guitars, don't worry about it.
It wasn't my father, was it?
I mean,
if it was, I wouldn't know. I don't know the guy. It could have been.
Tickling mustaches. Tom.
Yes.
What's your stance on the mustache?
Like just a mustache?
Just a mustache.
Well, there's a lot of different kind of mustaches.
Describe the best kind.
I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about the mustache. You're right. I mean, you see it. Yeah.
You know what the best kind of mustache is.
Is it the ride?
The twirly mustache?
I would put that at number 2.
What?
I'm just give you a name. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, number 3.
Burt Reynolds mustache?
Oh,
I was going to say Tom Selleck.
All right, we might have the first fist fight of the show because it's down to either Burt or...
I like that Jerry just deconstructed this. Like, how do you feel about the mustache? I know how you feel about it. Let's name 6 great ones right now, guys.
What about Tom Selleck? What about
That's the one.
Tom Selleck.
I was gonna bust out. I was gonna say the Tom Selleck. Now the Burt Reynolds, if Burt Reynolds' mustache were to fight Tom Selleck's mustache, I don't know whose money I would put it on, but that would be a mustache fight I'd want to see.
What about Sam Elliott?
Sam Elliott does have a good one. It covers his whole mouth, so you can't even see it. His mustache just moves when
persona to go with it. Like, with great mustache comes great responsibility.
You gotta have a great
When it covers
mustache.
your whole mouth, is it still a mustache?
Yes.
Hey, who wants a mustache ride? Over here, Sam Elliott. I'll take one.
You know, there is footage on the internet of Tom Selleck murdering his previous mustache with a tiny pillow on Conan O'Brien.
I remember that.
In the hospital bed. If you look for it, you'll find it. Just tell.
I don't know how I can go through life without seeing that piece of video.
It's clearly the high watermark of Tom Selleck's career.
Yeah, it was pretty good. He asks for a private moment. I'm gonna spoil it for you, but he asks for a private moment with the mustache, and yeah, you'll see what happens from that point on.
He fucks the mustache.
Oh, I'm excited. It's real.
Well, 'cause he got a new mustache.
Now that I quit watching porn, you're gonna have to bring stuff to me like this more often, Paul. I don't know what to do with my internet time.
Now Tom's gonna be all hung up on mustache fucking.
Yeah, yeah, I might.
Thin crowd, you're gonna jump out to the forefront in no time.
So Krista's in there.
Yeah,
she's in the background.
I know she's not on mic. She's just like doing actual work. She's
Here.
living an actual life back there. But did she hear the episode with Johnny?
I sat down and listened to it with her. Like she waited till I got home.
And Krista, what did you think? What do you? If you can hear me, if you want to answer,
Yeah, speak up because you're like, oh, she's giving 2 thumbs up and she says she loves it, but she's like not an ability to like get all up on the mic. So like I just want to know like if there's like an audio difference between Jerry and myself because I'm like right on the mic and Jerry's like sitting back lounging comfortably in his chair. If you can hear him fine, then Jerry, please continue to lounge and be comfy.
Jerry,
feel nice and close.
Jerry, you can hear him fine when he's lounging. You can hear him with a fox. You can hear him in a box. Just,
Man. You can see him with golden locks.
Oh yeah, there's a picture that keeps popping up and haunting me that the wrong people have access to where I was unemployed and I had to get a job soon, but I knew it was going to be long enough where I thought, okay, I'm going to do something fun. So living with someone who went to cosmetology school and enjoys doing fun things with hair, we decided, okay, we're going to go a crazy color. And we went
I remember that, Jerry. That's one of my favorite times.
Yeah, so we did, I don't even know how to describe it. I guess it would be like an icy deep blue that we dyed. But before we could do that, we had to go very peroxide blonde, so it would take, because that's how it works with hair. And so there's a picture of just the crown of my head. Like, I have a horseshoe of normal brown hair, and then on top is just this horrifically peroxide blonde Nick Carter mushroom beyond defendable.
Were you like Ric Flair blonde?
I was.
Woo!
Woo! Yeah, every bit. And that picture is just, it looks like a mugshot that hasn't happened yet. It's bad.
I think we got to get this sent over to me as soon as you find it, Jerry. I got to take a look.
I know Carolyn has it, and I'm almost positive Melanie has it, so you should not have any difficulty in getting your filthy, grubby mitts on it.
I'm going to try and get it. I'm going to try and get that shot.
It's the thing to do. I understand. But yeah, so how was your weekend there?
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usual.
I visited Detroit. That was fun.
A little brief stopover and got to meet Melanie's new person that she's interested in.
Good for Melanie. Hope his nails are good.
Yeah, I like him other than he wears scrubs in the woods.
We don't know for a fact that he wears scrubs in the woods, but the fact that he lives in the woods and his job requires him to wear scrubs, one would assume that there are these periods where he's in the woods in scrubs. But I met him. He's a very, very good guy. He's a nice guy. And if anyone is going to be in scrubs taking Melanie out to the woods, I trust him from what I have met and seen so far.
Dude, there's so many potential story ideas from the idea of like a man who he lives in the woods and is required to wear scrubs. Like,
he has 190 acres. Like, if he wanted to kill her,
this is even better. This could be like you can make like so many different styles of movies. You can make like a comedy. You can make like a rom-com. You can make like a horror movie. You can make like a.
It all kind of depends on how it goes.
Actually, I think those are the only 3 you could do.
And he's a hunter, so it's perfect.
And he's a hunter. Like, oh yeah, I can make action.
Let's try and do a movie trailer right now, and I'll drop music to it later. Like let's start romantic comedy, and then we'll get darker as we go. Right now we're starting romantic comedy movie trailer for Melody's date about a man who wears scrubs in the woods.
What's funniest about this to me is how deeply unhappy Melody's going to be with it.
Wait, so what's this guy's name? First name.
Andy.
Andy?
And I have to say, part of the reason I even bring this up is because she told him about the podcast, because he asked me yesterday, like, so you do this podcast? And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, so I just met you. Now I'm going to explain that to you. So it's like, yeah, boobs, poop, and porn. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's a common theme. Like, those are like the rudimentary.
Aliens sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, let's go for it. Let's go for the trailer. So right now, dropping some 90s rom-com background music. In a world where a man meets a woman on the internet.
Andy lives in 190 acres, required to wear scrubs for his job.
When he takes off his shirt after sunlight, he's ripped.
He is glistening. Not every day is a happy day when you deal with Andy's animals.
And that's Andy's Animals. That's what is that the? I like that. That's the name of the movie.
It's to bury a sad animal.
He has woodland friends.
Yes.
I like that Melanie in no way has even entered this yet, and it's just like he's got his woodland friends, and everything is okay, but he's just missing that one thing.
The gentle yet firm touch of a strong, independent woman.
So wait, what's the title? I'm thinking like Man on the Hunt for his action movie.
Oh, you want to go action movie now? We're switching it to action movie from rom-com?
Yeah.
All right. One man.
190 acres.
Forced to wear scrubs in the woods.
Hunts to keep the evil away.
Hunts for food.
He hunts in scrubs, he lives in scrubs, he works in scrubs. He lives in the woods.
He has a house made of scrubs.
Actually, you know what? I can see why this isn't working, Jerry, because I didn't really talk to the guy, I didn't talk to him as much as you did.
That's the only details we have.
I really wish there were things that I could actually make fun of him for because, in the spirit of the show, that's kind of what we do. But as much as I hate to admit, he was just a really nice, polite, friendly fella, and he seems like a great guy for her. And so I'm having trouble even finding anything. There's nothing really weird about him. He's a hunter, which makes him 10 times more manly than I am. And,
I wanna pick out the romanticism of it because I'm pretty sure the problem was that I got way too high before I went to the bar to meet this fella. So it was one of those times where it's like I couldn't muster very much conversation with a new person, if that makes sense.
Hey person.
So
how's it going?
What's up, man?
What's up? Yeah.
Well, especially a guy that I know wears scrubs ever because that just means he's better than me. I hate to admit it, but.
You know what? I think you're right. That guy's better than me too because he wears scrubs. He actually helps out people. He doesn't work on boxes or talk to people and stuff.
He had some awesome stories.
Oh, you wear scrubs? You're a better man than me.
Yes.
Well, he's a surgical tech, so the shit is super important, and he had some cool stories about that shit. But
did he? What was he telling you? Anything interesting?
One of the highlights when he was when Melanie was first texting him back and forth. And we were in the room with her, Carolyn and I were, and she asked him, what is one of the most profound things that you've seen while you're in the operating room? And because Carolyn thinks it's adorable that Melanie works in the doctor's office, so she wears scrubs, and then he's a surgical tech, so he wears scrubs, so they both wear scrubs. And as she put it, her scrubs will rub up on his scrubs, and vice versa.
Scrub rubbing.
But so she asked him this question, what's the most profound thing that you've seen while you've been in the operating room? And he's been doing it for about a year. And what he said to her was, while a surgeon was operating, he all of a sudden said, and I'm going to try to quote this as best as I can, fuck, pull my pants down, fuck me in the ass, fuck.
So, what? Yeah, I remember. Why did he say that?
I don't know if he can tell me legally, and I don't know that he did.
But just that alone, I would assume perhaps something did not go as they were hoping. Things might. Who knows? But I'm sure everything worked out just fine.
See,
attention in the operating room, and it made me laugh.
So, but that's his most profound one?
Well, I think that, he was also...
Does have mystery.
Going to give her...
That's what makes me wonder why that guy would have screamed it. It's like something like he saw that, and it sort of changed him that this guy was screaming those words.
No.
He's got to be careful because, and he didn't even say this, but I'm just assuming, you can't really talk about people's personal, even if it's without their names and stuff, you really just can't talk about anything that you see. They're super strict and specific with that stuff. He was telling me that his hands can't be at his sides. He's got to fold them and have them up high by his chest just because down there it's not sanitary, and all these really little particulars and details. And I was curious because I was thinking about becoming a surgical tech when I was looking at the little menu of Baker options when I was going through their catalog, and I almost did. Another thing that I thought, fuck that noise, is it's long periods of standing. I thought, no, that's not for me. And I was asking him, how long will you be standing at one time? He's like, it's 8 hours. I'm standing on my feet for 8 hours at a time.
It's like, dude, you are so much more of a man than me. Forget hunting. I've got about 3.5 hours on my feet, and then I'm just gonna poop myself and melt into a puddle, and that's that. I
like to picture Jerry as the So you were gonna go into like you even considered going into that kind of work?
Well, I thought it's cool because like it's very similar to what I'm doing now with engineers. Like, you don't have to know how to do the fucking surgery. You just need to make sure that whatever they're going to need for that surgery is available and clean, and when they ask for the thing, you hand them the right thing they ask for. Like, if they ask for a Phillips head screwdriver and you give them a flathead, that's not going to work. This is surgery. This is a very delicate matter. You've got to make sure that scalpel here. Yes, got it. But you've got to know all the little things and make sure sanitary and stand for long periods. And there's a lot of stuff where I thought like I wouldn't be able to do that. And
I like Jerry, man. You're like the Gary Oldman of the show. You know, like your past desires. You're always something else. You're a teacher. You're a doctor. You're a lion tamer.
Yeah, you're right.
You're an army guy. You know.
We will do a show for an entire year before I've covered all the different jobs that I've had. I've had an obscene number of random jobs, that none of which have anything to do with one another.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a Jerry of all trades.
I mean, we've talked about some of them. I know you were your zoo job.
First thing I did was sell.
Oh, that sounds awesome for Cutco.
Yep.
What did you sell? Knives?
Yeah, Cutco does this thing where they're going to make you bug everyone you know on the goddamn planet to have you come over and do this presentation. Then you have to go in this very specific order, and no matter what they say or how clearly disinterested they are or how much they clearly want you to fucking leave their house and stop talking to them about fucking knives, you have to go through this entire thing a special way because they've decided through all this research and development that this is just the most effective way to bully people that you love into buying their shit.
Or they just want you out of there so bad they're like, get out of here before I put that knife in your ribs.
Here's where I knew that my
cut so well.
This is absolutely serious. Here's where I knew that my knife selling career for Cutco was over. This crazy bitch called me at 6:30 in the fuck morning, and she said, "How many appointments have you set today to sell knives?" And I said, "Do you understand what fucking time zone I'm in, dear sweet person you?" And she said, "Well, in the morning, like when everyone's asleep, is the best time to call them because you know that they're home and you know they're going to answer because no one ever calls them at that time. So what's going on?" And I said, "Yes." And then I'm going to say, "Hey, do you want to set an appointment to buy expensive knives you don't need that are extra sharp?"
Yeah. And I like that you're like, you just have to call them in the middle of the night, buy knives.
And basically, her opinion was like, well, I don't have the attitude to sell knives. And my opinion was, listen, I have people that if I call them to set an appointment to sell knives at 6:30 in the morning, they're going to buy a knife just to gut me with it, and I won't blame them. And then I'm going to come for you and be quite upset with you. So that was job number one, and we didn't do that for very long.
Okay. Well, after the downfall of the knife salesman, after the death of the salesman, where'd you go next?
After that would be the Detroit Zoo, but this time it was concessions. So I was at Ice Cream Station Zebra, and then I worked my way up to the Arctic Cafe.
Oh, so this was your very green days at the zoo. This is before you could fight lions. This is.
Yes, no. This
is when you were still young Mowgli.
Yes, I wasn't technically even part of the zoo. I was,
you were a man cub at that point.
I was a separate company, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. And so I got to give ice cream, and the best part of that was there's ice cream, there's cotton candy, there's just sugar everywhere out in the open, and it's blistering hot, and there are bees everywhere, and you cannot do your job without having to become this savage in the jungle that's just murdering bees with your little Detroit Zoo-issue visor that they give you. And I became just this stealth ninja assassin where in a shift I would take down 10 bees with my visor in a 45-minute span and still make all my cotton candy and all my bullshit. But
you just hit him with your hat like that one James Bond villain.
Odd job.
Out of mid, I got to the point where I was getting them out of midair. I was just ruthless. But that was the only time in my life I've ever been stung by bees. Now I was stung twice, so that was also the end of that bullshit for a while.
Dude.
Fuck that.
Any allergies to bee stings?
No, but they fucking suck, and I don't
They
like
do.
them. I would just as soon leave those bastards alone, because some of them are mean, and you can't tell which one, because they all look alike.
Dude, you know
Yeah,
how
they-
they fuck you all up as a hive? Like, one of them, like, basically goes like, hey, this guy's starting some shit. And, like, one of them
Fuck this guy!
Yeah, so, like, one of them will spray a pheromone on Jerry, and then, like, they'll just follow the scent. Like, hey, this thing smells like the thing we're supposed to fuck up. Let's fuck it up.
Yeah, that smells like the fuck you squirt.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Hey, I think I smell the fuck you squirt.
Oh, shit, it's out now.
Yeah, so that was the end of that. I decided that it wasn't really have to kill that many bees in a day just to try and, survive the shift without having
You hung up your visor?
Yeah, I gave them my. Actually, you know what? In all honesty, I believe that I kept my bee gut soaked visor as a trophy of what I survived.
Nice.
I didn't give that back. I'm like, fuck you, take the $12 out of my check.
It belongs with you.
Here, let me bring out the bee guts and then I'll hand it back to you. You really want that bad?
You should have left them with the bee guts in it.
I was thinking, but I they don't need those.
Did you put it in a jar for later?
It's probably just laying around somewhere. I'll find it and I'll throw it back on, good as new.
Oh, okay, cool.
Doesn't even need to be washed.
Oh, you still have it? Like, it's still usable?
I don't remember. I can't imagine I would have given it back. They didn't deserve that.
Okay.
They did nothing.
That visor's lost in your basement somewhere for sure.
Oh yeah, it's floating around somewhere. I'm still got it. But,
Tom, any weird jobs? Any big jobs?
Yeah, I mean, I already told the one on the.
Huh?
I already. What?
A dentist blow job. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
This is an
I don't know
interesting
if that
job.
counts, but blowing your
I don't know if blow that doesn't count as a weird job.
Okay, well, so if you so it's not really a job unless it's completed. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I was a caregiver for that old lady in a wheelchair.
I remember that story with the Dr. Phil and stuff like that. That story was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, that's one of the many stories from when I worked for her.
The other story where she was just being a gross bitch.
She pretty much always was a gross bitch. But yeah, I did that. What else did I do? It sounds like one of my first jobs was working at 7-Eleven.
Not know that.
Yeah, I knew
And that's always a fun. You always see crazy shit in there, man.
Any fun regulars at that place?
Actually, once I said that, I just was like, I shouldn't have. Maybe I shouldn't have told this story because it's not as fun. It's not as funny as it is just dark on a lot of levels.
Oh,
Well, we started off with
dark
my
music.
friend that died, so we may as well just go all the way through and be as dark as fucking possible.
Yeah, just play some Halloween music.
Oh yeah, okay, dark and dark. So it's
Christmas isn't like 7 days.
every rainy like 4 a.m. when no one comes into 7-Eleven, I'm changing out the coffee for no one basically, and I'm half awake. Every it was always at that time, like once a week. I don't know what day, maybe a Wednesday, something like that. But this guy would come in, who was just obviously just. I mean, I don't know what was wrong with this guy, man. It was basically like the Elephant Man walking into the store. Yeah, just.
Well, he wasn't a man. He wasn't an animal, right? He was a human
Do
being.
you have any peanuts? I never forget.
Walk it off.
What's wrong with that guy, man? He's all elephanty.
He hasn't walked it off yet.
Yeah, like, so I always, I knew he was coming in when he just didn't want to be seen by anyone and kind of keeping a low profile, and it was weird I'm like, this is going to make me a bad person what I'm about to say, but I would be like, should I take his money? I mean, it's like, not only because, it's like, I would flip-flop on reasons why not to, like, his life's so bad, just give him his shit for free. Or also, like, am I going to catch whatever is going on with this dude So I would give him free shit all the time.
This was for real. Like, he had like some serious shit going on. This isn't just like I thought you meant like this guy is kind of crazy. Like
no, dude. He had
like,
physical deformities of the face that I cannot describe.
Oh,
Okay.
dude, that's okay. I feel like a total prick now because before I was thinking of some just like kind of wacky dude that's like, hey, okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I was thinking of the Elephant Man. Yeah,
Oh, you got like
It's dark and scary.
So, like, were you his only friend?
I wouldn't consider him a friend, so no, I wasn't. Nobody
All right,
was.
So he's back down to 0. That's great.
yeah. I hope
No pressure.
His mom says he's cool.
Yeah. If you're listening right now, come on the show, dude. I doubt he's a fan.
But you could be on the show.
Yeah.
Just find your Skype connection. Don't video in, please.
Yeah.
Podcasting might be his thing if you think about it.
Yeah.
That guy's got a face for radio.
He did have a smooth, sultry voice, from what I recall.
Did he?
And I'm sure a beautiful soul, which is what matters.
It really, really does.
Either that or he was a prick in a former life and his punishment. You just never know.
You never know.
It can go either way.
Yeah. I think looking like that's going to make you a prick.
Or it'll give you a great sense of humor. Either way, you know, we wish him nothing but the best, and I'm sure that he's listening right now.
Dude, I love to think of... I told Josh a story the other day, but since we're being total, absolute garbage people, I guess I'll tell this one again. There's a... So, you know how the ticket taker at the movies, when he rips your ticket, he's usually a guy that's only, half a man sitting in a wheelchair?
Yes.
Half the man used to be. Half the man.
Sorry.
So I go to the same movie theater down here in Kansas City all the time. It's a guy like that, and I know it's like that in Michigan a lot, so it just leads me to believe that that's just one of those jobs they give wheelchair guys, is ripping tickets.
Right. He has no pelvis.
What does he have, Tom? Give us everything he's got so we can see the whole thing. What are we working with?
Does he have long hair and a mustache, like from Vietnam?
I think he's got like normal body but tiny arms and legs.
Okay, but he does have. He has everything. They're just tiny.
Yeah. He does, and I'm not sure that he can jump out of the chair and run around like a gremlin or anything, but he has both arms and legs. Yes.
Okay.
So. You often see a guy like that ripping tickets. Yeah. I was at the movies the other day, and I see this guy all the time, and he's always just in bummed out spirits. Like
you'd imagine, you'd think it's probably
but then I went the other day, and he was just fucking whistling a tune, and he was like driving his fucking wheelchair in circles and stuff, and like, how you doing, and like ripping tickets, and just like right this way. It was like happy as fuck. I'm wondering if this guy crushed some puss over the weekend.
It sounds like it, man. He's doing donuts in his hover round and shit.
Yeah.
We've said it.
He's a rascal on his little rascal.
I'm pretty sure that a lot of times, because of how severe the disability is, they get a decent amount from the state. And I've known a couple of people with different disabilities, but still that kind of support where it's like, they're able to go out and have a good time every once in a while, as well they should.
I thought you were about to say this guy's money hungry. He's like, I qualified for that disability this weekend. I don't even need this ticket ripping job.
No, I just like
last day.
It's hard enough for anybody to find, a significant other. So you can imagine when you've got things like that going on, it can be even harder. But when, as you know, and I'm not necessarily implying anything, I'm just saying that as in general, if you have a little extra spending money, that's easily negatable. And if I were in that position myself, I would have a random or a regular rotation of the finest paid women of the night coming through. And I'd be showing up to work whistling. I'd be happy too.
So speaking of disabled dudes, smashing puss, right?
Please.
I believe it's the Netherlands. If I'm not mistaken, it's one of the Nordic countries where the government pays for disabled people for like to have a sex worker 12 times a year.
Yep. And I like that.
Once a month.
They
do
that. They're like,
here,
have a jerk on me.
Well, think about it. That's awesome. Like these people.
They're people too.
Some of these people have a hard time even getting out of the house, and so like. They're just that much lonelier and that much more isolated and need it that much more. And meanwhile, it's also supporting local business and lots of ladies who've decided to go out independently. And
kind of sounds like a song like, here's a jerk on me. like that song Have a Drink on Me by AC/DC.
Oh, dude, I love that song, man.
Have a jerk on me.
There was another story that I get a lot of my stuff from, which I may as well just give them credit, from the Dave and Chuck show locally. But they were talking about there's, again, some European, might even be German country where they've opened up a coffee shop, and you can go in and order coffee, and with every order, you can get a hand job. Or
Really?
they have
Idiocracy. It's happening.
they have
I'll have a vanilla bean jerk, please.
if you are a
Latte
female,
extra release.
if you're a female, they'll give you diddle. They've got fellas they've got fellas that'll diddle, and they've got chicks.
That sounds like
that'll-
a wonderful job. What do you get paid? Minimum wage.
Well, no, you'd have to assume they get paid fairly well for this. I mean,
Come on, bro. You get their diddle on pussy all day, and you get paid for it.
All right, but
Okay,
that's
okay.
that's easier.
Okay.
That's easier. But
How big of a batch would you like to expel? Vente?
Vente.
Tom, correct me
Vente
if
with
I'm.
the juices.
As a matter of fact, fellas, correct me if I'm
Okay.
wrong, but it takes a long time to be able to give. Well, even just for yourself, the physical act of masturbating for sustained periods of time takes a while to build that kind of muscle and strength up. So to ask minimum wage for 8 hours of jerking people off, I can't see people signing up for that.
Oh yeah, dude. It's
Diddling maybe. 'Cause
diddling's
is
a little bit
easy.
easier.
I don't know. Maybe the jerks aren't selling like hotcakes.
I feel like guitar players could be natural diddlers. It just kind of goes with the same kind of thing, but it really takes a special person who can, even for a half an hour, a sustained.
I was about to
jerk
say,
for half
like,
an
yeah,
hour
like-
is
like-
pretty fucking
Like, what happens
impressive.
if a guy's just like, oh, I'm gonna make you work for it, and then like jerks up before he goes in there, and then like just sits there for like a 45-minute rub and tug. And she's just
What if
like,
you get a guy's like,
"Come on."
I'd like to shoot a rope into my coffee, please.
Let's make it happen.
1 sugar and 2 creams.
I wouldn't be surprised either. They probably get. Because as soon as they announce that they're going to start doing that, the first people to show up at the door the next morning aren't exactly the classiest of the bunch. They're like,
Finally, I can jerk into my coffee.
Hand jobs and hummus.
I'm going to have 16 coffees and 16 hand jobs, please.
I'm not myself till I've had my morning stroke.
It's a good wake up.
It is a brilliant idea. I mean, if you can find people that are willing to sign up for this, like, who doesn't want to start their day with a coffee, man?
Imagine like so you're just jerking people off all day. Like imagine how like how seasoned of a masturbator you would become. Like you learn like every little tiny twist and trick necessary to like, just like get this shit done as quickly as possible.
Well, that's what I wanted to imagine is, like, the chick that they hire has forearms like Popeye, and she's just super salty, and she's got a cigarette going in one hand, and she's just, like, 16 seconds.
You like that,
tops.
sweetheart?
She could get Christopher Reeve off in 16 seconds. She's got it down to a size, just like,
got
bing,
that
bing,
crank.
bing, 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 bam, done. Next.
You know,
Bing,
I'm
bing, bing,
terrified.
Bing, bing, done, next.
I'm terrified that we're heading towards the point where it's just going to be like a Netflix subscription where you're like, you pay $10 a month and like
You just get like
twice a week.
kiddies.
Yeah, twice a week someone comes over and jerks you when you're feeling anxious and
You know what?
pent
That
up.
does sound so American. It hurts.
Dude, I'll tell you what, the only problem you'd have there is trying to keep the women or the men, whoever it is, that are going over and doing these home delivery jerks from getting murdered. If you could figure out a way of ensuring their
Body
safety,
cams.
you've got $1 million idea
Live stream
right
body
there.
cams.
Because between the autonomous vehicles and everything else that's about to happen, if you can cart people around that are just going to jerk you off and then go about their way, the little like jerk ferry delivery service, you will be the next fucking Uber billionaire.
I don't know. It seems like it could be pretty safe. Like you just like they give you a psychological test to say like it's. I don't know.
Who's
it's-
going to pass the I want to drive around and jerk people off psychological test?
You know
Oh,
what I've
you're
learned.
Talking about the jerker
Yes.
being the murderer.
Yes.
Oh, I
No,
thought you
no,
meant the
no,
jerky being the murderer.
No. Well,
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
That
talking
too?
about
How are we gonna stop the murder, Jerry?
how are you going to stop the people that are going to people's houses to jerk them off from getting murdered by said people?
Okay. You never will, man. That's just like
Exactly.
that's the result of living in Gotham, baby.
Exactly.
Wait, what do you mean? I cannot have a jerk service?
Because people will get murdered, according to Jerry. But
There's
they,
going to
they
be
have food.
lawsuits. There's going to be
This is Trump's America.
This is Trump's America. Now, look, we're gonna have the jerk service.
See? That's all I had to say, Jerry. I'm
Can they use pocket pussies if they clean them out? Just like jerk a dude off with a pocket pussy?
and if you had, of course, the only problem with that
fleshlight?
is would you want to use the one that they have with them?
You just like turn it inside out, put it in the dishwasher. It's good to go.
But would you want to put the one that they have with them in your dishwasher? Like, let's clean out
What?
my dishwasher. Like, it's like, let me get my dishes out
No, you know what they
first.
could do? They could just have you buy your own, and then like you have your own, and then you just clean it out yourself.
They would want to take it
They're
out.
not going to have a communal fleshlight. I think that sounds like a bad
I'd
idea.
want to see them break the package on that bad boy. But if there's some way of finagling around the legalities of the whole process.
Hang on a minute. Josh. Josh. Come in here. Come in here for a minute. I can hear Josh yelling from the other room. I want to get his opinion on this. Hey, I'm doing a podcast and I have to ask you a question.
Yeah.
If you think, do you think if we started a service where it's like kind of like Netflix and you pay, $10 a month and then someone can, you do that and every so often someone comes over and jerks you, then do you think if you did that there would be?
How many jerks are we getting for $10 a month?
I mean, you get.
It's a businessman right there.
It's the turnaround that Netflix had when you had to mail out the DVD.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, so like one to 2 days, you get a jerk every 1 to 2 days.
Oh, the Netflix turnaround.
Let's just say you get a library to pick from. You get to pick one of them.
Okay.
Tell him about the concern we have.
Okay, so the concern that everyone seems to be raising that makes me not want to start this business is that
Jerking with or without lube?
Well, how you like it?
Come over with a bottle
how do you
of
you want
lotion?
lube? I'm gonna say lube. Let's just say it's
let's
great.
say sell you a fleshlight.
Let's say the business is flying. It's taken
gotta
off.
be a good
Everyone
jerk.
loves the jerking Netflix. How many of those jerkers are gonna get murdered on the in-home visits?
Oh, at least a few.
Yeah. So I mean, are we willing to crunch the numbers? Should we just let them go and say
is too many is the question.
how many is too many in your opinion?
I mean, as long as you haven't signed a waiver saying we're not responsible if you get murdered.
If I die while jerking, then
Should they carry?
I should keep the job. Yeah, they should.
I'm gonna have to agree with Josh.
Let's pull a long leg.
I would pay for it.
Josh he would subscribe to the service, and I'm being honest with you, I would too.
Yeah.
What are you gonna call it?
Not bad.
We need to hurry up and.
What are we gonna call it?
Circle jerk.
Circle jerk?
Yeah.
That's a good one, dude.
It's good.
That's brilliant right off the bat. Quick, snappy. I'll be done with this in about 5 minutes, man, and I'll talk to you.
Emily's weird Uncle Jeff gave her a big old sack of weed.
Did you hear that last part?
Big old sack of weed.
Yeah, Emily's Uncle Jeff. Thank God for him, man.
Tom, I also want to contribute Nutflix to the options.
That sounds like bad though.
How
like,
about
nuts.
Netflix? What do you think about that?
Dude.
Netflix is good too. Wait, okay, here.
We'll see you in court. Netflix.
Talk about Emily's Uncle Jeff because he does sound like an interesting guy.
He's not really an interesting guy. I've only met him for like 5 seconds because he never leaves his room.
He's like, here's a sack of weed. Get out.
Yeah.
Stay out of my room.
Pretty much. It's weird because her grandma lives with like her aunt and her brother in a tiny apartment.
Really?
It's a weird situation.
That is weird. Merry Christmas. Thanks for coming over. Here's a bag of weed. Stay out of my room. Yeah. Well, cool. Let's smoke some of it as soon as I'm done here. All right, guys. Sorry about that interruption from Josh. I had to ask him.
I like Netflix.
He likes Netflix. He's behind that.
Yeah.
Simple. It's got brand recognition.
Well, that threw me off a little bit. I am stoned here in my room trying to conduct a show.
Hey, let me ask you like eyeball question. I don't know. I probe nothing. What do you think about Ric Flair?
What do I think about?
Yes.
It's a hell of a model American.
I don't know why I thought of it. I just thought about I thought about like the bleach blonde hair, and it made me think about Ric Flair. I'm like, I don't know what you think about him. I'm just curious. That guy's nuts. You ever see those videos?
It was so hard when Johnny didn't know who he was. I thought, how do you possibly explain who Ric Flair was? How do you capture that?
No, you look at the video. All you gotta do
you
is
must
look up.
teach.
There's a video online. It just says like you may have been turned up, but you'll never be turned up as Ric Flair. And it's just like I don't know what kind of mountain of cocaine this man had to snort to shoot these videos.
So much.
But I would assume it's a great deal. Some would say like a Herculean amount.
It's either a lot of coke, a fair amount of mental illness, or some combination of the two. But like the fact that, I mean, I'm sure he wasn't even the first one to do the woo thing, but just no one else does it like Flair to this day. Kids that didn't even grow up with him know that the woo
No one else could take a woo and just make it their thing like that, I don't think. But I will say too, I've always said this to Jerry, probably recorded on the show and in our personal lives, that as I get older, I strive to have the Ric Flair body.
I would strive for that too. It's not a bad body to have.
No, I like it as an older. It's similar to the Mickey Rourke body.
Yes.
You know, it's just like their bodies look like old punching bags that are, used to be in shape, but someone, just beat them all to shit.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, kind of going back into this general direction, I was out at the Walmart today.
Oh, we were too.
And I can't help it, dude. Anytime that I am at a store of that variety, I have to go down the toy aisle and just check up on the things because it's cool, because all the stuff that I was into as a little kid, they have now. It's just their version now. They have the Ninja Turtles. It's just a slightly different version, but it's all the same people. They have the wrestlers. And it's cool because they are doing a lot of nostalgia stuff still with the wrestling stuff. And I saw, and I don't think I've seen this in I don't know how long, but they had a retro Sting action figure with the blonde hair and the crazy wild face paint. And
Oh, Sting from the Police?
Yeah. Yes. Oh man, damn it! I'm trying to think of the song that he did for when Notorious B.I.G. died. Every time I think of Sting, I think of that.
Every breath I take,
Yes.
watching you.
Every breath you take.
Song's
That
about
was-
totalitarian government. It's not a love song.
But when Puff Daddy dances to it, it's a love song.
You're right.
No, I hate that version. I want to play like "Don't Stand So Close to Me" right now. Don't stand so close to me. Yeah. Don't stop.
Yeah, that song is great actually.
Yeah, I know.
The other thing I always
Message in a
remember
bottle.
about Sting whenever Sting comes up is he's the tantric sex guy. That was like his thing. He like brought that to the-
Yeah, like 8 hours of fucking and not coming.
It's not even all just fucking, it's the energy, Paul.
Oh, enlighten me, Mister. Enlighten me,
Dude,
Mr. Sobe.
your dick has to hurt so bad after that shit.
Well, that's
I know
It
why-
doesn't hurt
I
until
know
after
that's-
you come.
Yeah.
Tantric sex is like just the tip and then eye contact for like an hour and a half. If you're
That's a
real
little-
bad, you can just stay erect and just the tip and eye contact.
Could you
No
just
sleep.
imagine gyrating for like 6.5 to like 8 hours of just like continuous thrust, Energizer Bunny style?
I don't get that. It's like, I want my sex to never end. Like, why? The best part is when it ends.
Well, dude, dig it, right? Like, you're not supposed to have an erection lasting longer than 4 hours because you can suffer permanent impotence as a result.
Yeah.
I try to go for like 3 hours and 45 minutes and then cut it off.
Cut it
So I
off
leave
and then
myself
just,
like a
like,
good 15-minute window. So I
Walk
don't have to-
outside in the
yeah.
cold, let it, like dwindle, come
Let
back.
the steam come off of it. Yeah.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a brisk winter.
I know all about that, man.
Yeah.
I know all about that, I'll tell you.
when you gotta like blow the tip, like you just shot an old-fashioned pistol in the West and it's smoking. You gotta...
Damn, baby.
One of those.
That was pretty clever, Jared. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah.
When you gotta blow the steam off the tip of your dick.
From
Speaking of blowing off some steam,
Fucking. Yeah.
Yes, Paul.
I was just thinking, what do you guys think about bare knuckle boxing?
You want to start a ring?
Yeah, Fight Club, secret like Tom and Jerry like Fight Club.
I would not want to fight you bare knuckle boxing. I'm gonna say that right now.
I don't wanna fight you bare knuckle boxing either.
There's a reach issue. I'm afraid. There's a height issue I don't like. And I feel
Yeah,
like
I'd have to be jumping up, punching Paul like the guy from Punch Out, like pew 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 pew, like
I'd be like the bald bull.
yeah.
and I also
I'd be dodging left to right, but getting hit anyway.
I don't want to fight any drummer that I know just because of the endurance that I have seen them display playing the drums. I know for a fact I cannot play any of the.
Yeah, I couldn't. You'd probably toast us both, Paul. No wonder. Hey, you know what I think about bare knuckle boxing? Not a fan.
Not a fan? Not a fan. Okay.
Now,
Good to know.
having drummers bare knuckle box sounds amazing because they all have the hand speed and that same endurance level, and that would just and give them sticks. Let them hit each other with sticks.
That shit hurts.
Oh, dude, I bet.
It
Oh, that'd
stings,
be-
man. Like if you ever hit yourself while you're playing, you never realize how hard you hit your kid until you hit your leg instead of or hit your hand instead of your skin. It hurts.
Do a bunch of drummers ever get together to like stick fight, and then they just smacking each other with sticks? Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
To the death.
Oh, Fortuna. Oh my goodness! Like you could have the drum off, and then like just like the beat off is what you would call it.
The beat off.
The beat off to
Hey,
death.
you guys were thinking about firsts for the show. How about a beat off? Now it's not what you think. It's drummers killing each other.
May the best one win. It's just gonna be Trey Cool at the end from Green Day.
I never knew. Yeah.
I never knew that man was so savage.
Travis Barker, of course, yes.
He went down like in the middle, man. Like somebody snuck up behind him. Unfortunately,
he lived through a plane crash, but he did not make it through the drummer off.
Oh. Neil Peart kind of like tucked away, man. He started sniping people out, but eventually he was crushed by Tommy. Tommy. What the hell's his name? Tommy from Mötley Crüe. Tommy Lee.
Tommy Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Came
The
down
guy
with
with
the
the
hammer.
dick with the elbow.
Did you guys see the Tommy Lee, Pam Anderson sex tape?
I did.
I've seen them all.
Dude, they always talk a big game about his fucking piece having a heavy hang, but when I watched that video, I was not that impressed.
He was big
No,
for
he's
the
like what?
time.
He's like 9 inches or something like that.
Really? It didn't really even look like that to me.
He was big for the time, but again, like, he's just walking around a ship with like a solid 6.5, 7. Like he wasn't even doing anything. He's just like bopping around and this thing's just pretty floppy.
Yeah, that's to be honest with you, like his dick looks similar to my dick, so I was like, that's not that big.
Oh, well,
Okay. Well, good for you, man.
we should get in touch with Pamela. I bet that still looks great.
I bet that still has hepatitis C.
Yeah, but I mean, you take a couple of vitamins and you exercise and you eat right for a couple of days, you'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll still have hepatitis C.
We've hit about an hour, and I don't see why we wouldn't play out on Mötley Crüe right now.
Wait, no. What's that one really sad song from Hot Tub Time Machine?
Oh yeah, I'll play that one.
I'm on my way. I'm on my
Oh God.
Jerry's dying anyway. I'll tell you what, I'm on my way out of this episode.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. All right. Well, Paul, you saved Jerry's life if you don't mind. He means a lot to me.
I'll try
and,
to do it. I'm gonna save your
I'll
life,
catch
Jerry.
you guys next week.
You're gonna sing off. It's gonna be like half the chorus is gonna be already done, and you're gonna be like right.
I'm okay now. I'm fine. I'm all right. I wasn't ready for my solo, but I'm okay now. I'm fine.
Okay.
Hit the song. Play the song.
It's been playing already.
It's been playing already, Jerry.
Play more. Just like re-loop it right at the beginning.
Well, as long as this ending fell completely apart.
Another perfectly constructed show.
Yeah.
Just like the needle scratching music part, like, and then restart like right here as we are on our way out, right?
Oh, kids, if you're listening, find a different show. You owe it to yourself to find a better podcast.
Go back to when you took a shit. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe next week, the beat off.
I'll see what I can do.
All right. Goodbye, fellas.